A lot of bowlers practice a lot, but a lot of times they practice the wrong things. They just throw strikes for an hour, lazily shoot a couple corner pins, and then they wonder why nothing improved and why they're not getting any better. And the scary part is, bad practicing can actually make you worse. Practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanence. I'm Nick, the bowling coach. I'm USBC Silver certified, and I'm going to show you how good bowlers actually practice to get better. When you go to practice, it's good to have an actual format, either written out or at least to know what you're going to be practicing. So when you get to the alley, you don't just throw random shots over and over. Okay? It's good if you want to write out for the first 5 minutes, warm up. First 5 minutes after that, do a no-step drill. 10 minutes after that, work on this. 10 minutes after that, work on this. Whatever format you want to do is fine. If you have it written out when you get to the alley, then you can actually do it, okay? But the whole thing is you need to practice with purpose. You can't just throw strike shots over and over and over. That's not going to make you a better bowler. You need to be working on something. You can work on loft, for example. I just had a video that I made about lofting the ball and how to do it. And you need to practice that. You can't just go into a league or go into a tournament and think, okay, now I'm going to start lofting the ball with having never worked on it before. That's not how it works. You're not going to score good doing that. Another thing I always say is don't waste your spares. If you throw a strike shot or throw whatever shot and you leave a 10 pin, if you leave a 7 pin, if you leave a 4 pin, whatever, don't just throw your ball lazily down the side to clear the pin setter. Don't just miss on purpose just to get a full rack in. Shoot your spares. Having a 10 pin setup is a lot different than doing 10 pin practice and trying to pick a 10 pin off a full rack. The visualization is different and the pressure is a little bit different too when there's just the 10 pin sitting there. Same with any other spare leave you got. Pick it up. Don't just half butt throw your ball down the lane and just go, whatever, if I pick it up, I pick it up. It's not the way to efficiently practice. Another thing I got to say is don't worry about the scoreboard. The only thing on the scoreboard is if you're working on your speed and if it shows what your ball speed is up there. That's about the only thing during your practice session you should be looking at for the scoreboard. Otherwise, they should turn it off and you wouldn't even know the difference, okay? If you have pin setters at your alley that can set up specific things, that's great. It's a great tool to have. You can set up just a 10 pin, just a washout. You can practice your washouts, whatever. One thing I would advise against is just having it set up a full rack every time, because it comes back to picking up our spares and you don't get the actual practice of practically picking up certain spares and certain leaves you have. It's a great skill to have to be able to pick up random spares. Another thing you can do to help practice is to use video. You don't need 4 cameras. You don't need a drone flying overhead going down lane to get your ball. You don't need anything fancy. Get one camera from behind, one camera on the side, whatever. Then when you watch the film back, you see stuff that you don't even realize you're doing. And on top of that, if you don't know what you're doing wrong, you can ask for help too. On my website, nickthebowlingcoach.com, I have virtual lessons. You can send me the clip and say, hey, what do you see here? What do you think I should be working on? And I'll email you back, and I give a ton of virtual lessons. Another thing to practice besides just your body is your eyes and watching the ball go down lane, and from the arrows to the break point to the pins and exiting the pin deck. You should be always watching the ball. I've said it in other videos. Watch the ball go down lane. It helps so much. And in practice, you can practice seeing it happen and watching the process of the skid, the hook, and the roll fall out. I've had a lot of people say everything happens so fast. It's hard to see what's going on when I'm throwing a shot. It just takes practice. It takes a lot of reps, but you have to consciously focus on watching the ball go down the lane. A good way to tell if you're doing it right is if someone came up to you while you were practicing and said, "Hey, what are you working on?" You should be able to tell them, "I'm working on slowing down. I'm working on lofting. I'm working on playing a different line." Another thing you can do towards the end of your practice that I like doing is turn the scoreboard back on if it's off, and now you can have a scoring mode where you transition from training mode to scoring mode, where now you can say, all right, I'm going to use the stuff I practiced, and now I'm going to try to get a clean game, or now I'm going to bowl for score for a game or two, however long you have. But definitely not all practice just working on score. That's not practice. That's just bowling for fun. And if you know exactly what you're working on, you're watching your shots go down, you're not wasting spares, and you're separating practicing from scoring, then you're already head and shoulders above every other bowler probably in the building who's practicing. And when you go to league, you're already doing a lot better than everyone who goes out and practices. Okay, you're going to be set, you're going to have a plan, and you're going to know how to adjust to certain situations. And that's what practicing is all about. And if you actually watch this video all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm trying to grow my channel. It will really help me out.